What's going on, guys? Matthias here. Welcome back to European Opinions. I haven't made a video like this in about a year or so, maybe more. But I found it necessary this time because there is some people that has become very insane recently. Well, they've actually been for years, but now they've also started to call me things. So I find it really interesting. Also, some people would say that, oh, but you're part of it. No, I'm not. I am, of course, talking about the lovely, lovely people behind the LGBT community. Yeah. So, there's one person today here for about 4 hours ago said, and I was sleeping before this, and I woke up and I saw my comments, my comments. I saw a response to one of my comments on a YouTube video. So so this is the comment that this person sent. Fried Rice, for 4 hours ago, said, no way in hell did you recommend people to watch something made by a bigoted crybaby. And this comes from a channel made in 2019 with not even 500 views. Actually, not even 300. 16 fucking subscribers as well. Coming out with the brutal takedowns, eh? Yeah, definitely. Very really interesting. No way in hell did you recommend people to watch something made by a bigoted crybaby. And of course, what this person is talking about is the documentary made by Matt Walsh called What is a Woman? So I will be finding out what exactly comment that was. I will just be going down through this. Right here. Someone by the name of John Doe said something stupid here. Because, okay, so the main comment here said, we want equality turned into, we want to force you to like it really fast. And honestly, I don't disagree. And then this Don Joe said, nobody was forced to do anything here. And what I said was, John Doe, or Don Joe, sorry, read a book. Read about John Money. And then watch What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. It's very important to know how dangerous the LGBT is. I say that as a normal bisexual person. The LGBT is a far left political extremist group. And I stand by that. Because I just so happen to be what they would categorize as a bisexual. I don't use labels myself, but that's what they call it. So I say that in order to basically make them unable to call me a homophobe, because I'm not a homophobe. I don't care what you're into sexually. It's not my place to say what you should be attracted to, except if you're attracted to kids, animals, or dead people, in which case I will be going in and saying that you can go fuck yourself, okay? You fucking pedo bastard, okay? Pedo, zoophile, necrophiliac, fuck you. If you're any of those three things. If you're any of those three things, fuck you to the moon. You fucking cunt. Anyways, let's get back to the actual comment here. So, my response to this comment here is, so you're saying that Matt Walsh is a bigoted crybaby? On what grounds do you base your argument? Like, really? Do you have any actual argument, or is it just a name calling? Like, I don't know. Because the last time I checked, Matt Walsh was, and is, one of the most down-to-earth people. And he just doesn't live in a fantasy world, unlike the LGBT and other rumors, because we can't say the actual word anymore, thanks to basically people covering up for pedophiles and other sexual predators. Yeah, basically those kinds of groups. So what I don't understand is that people can actually believe in this propaganda that the LGBT and other leftist groups are spewing out. Don't get me wrong, the right also has propaganda, but it's nowhere near this insane, because with the with the social media shit, they can just shove that shit in your face, just by by the algorithm, just spread shit like a wildfire. Propaganda just gets spread throughout the internet landscape as a fucking wildfire, and it's insane. I've seen it happen more than once, even on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, of course Twitter, but Facebook even. Like, what the fuck? How does that happen? Like, what the fuck? How does that happen? So, how do they push, how do people actually believe in this propaganda, and how does that actually make them push that agenda? What? I don't use labels, but yeah, I do, I do not care about the, what do you call it? About the, genitals my partner has. I don't give a shit, as long as we both is consenting to whatever those are being used for, and we both agree what they should be used for. That is all I give a shit about, right? Because consent is obviously important, and what I do also care about is whether me and that person just so happen to have a connection. Whether it's a man or a woman, I don't give a shit. If we have a connection, we have feelings for each other, we have all that shit, why should I give a shit about the genitals? Why should I care? And why should you give a shit what I'm into sexually? Why should you care? Why should you be interested in that? Good question. I don't have an answer for it, except, well, I kind of do, because you fucking shouldn't. That's my answer. What is your answer? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, but yes, I did recommend people to watch an enlightening documentary where the LGBT had every opportunity to make a statement, but they always just stormed off because they had no grounds to make any claims or statements, because they live in a fantasy world. But what is most surprising to me is that none of them could actually say what a woman is. So that's what I'll do now. Before the left-leaning dictionary changed the definition, which they don't have any rights to, actually, for no reason, mind you. Or actually, their reasons was to cater to the LGBT to not get cancelled. So it said this before: female human being, a person assigned a female sex at birth. And yes, that is what it is. I agree with that. Now, after the left had success in changing yet another part of the English language for no reason, it says female human being, a person assigned female sex at birth, or a person who defines herself as a woman. But you also fucked up, because defines herself as a woman. How do they define what a woman is if they don't use the actual definition of that word? That is interesting, isn't it? So they can define themselves as a woman, but they can't define what a woman is without using this definition that says female human being, a person assigned female sex at birth. Meaning you came out of your mom's vagina with a vagina yourself. That is a woman. If you came out with a Johnny, that is a man. That is a boy right there. That is a man. That is a male right there. Whoopsie fucking daisy. You fucked up. But yeah, so again, another time that the LGBT or the left of any kind tried to change the language and fucked up greatly. So, yeah. Whoopsie. So then it says, so basically, any random Tom can just say with a voice that could make even Batman blush, I'm a woman. Let me use your restroom. Not for any sexual reason, but I just want to be there. Why do you want to be there? Why do you want to go into the female restroom? Why? What's the point? Why would you want to be there? If you don't want to be a sexual fucking predator, don't go there. Don't go in there. You have no reason to be there. You have no reason to be there. Any normal person wouldn't go into the female fucking bathroom if they are not a woman. If you're not born as a woman, fuck off. That is it, really. Grow up. Realize that you can't just go with your mom into the female bathroom anymore. Maybe you could as a kid, because yes, I've had to do that as a kid. Because I couldn't go alone into the male bathroom. I just couldn't at the time. Not because of any trauma or whatever. It was just not allowed for me to be alone. Or anyone else for that matter in the places that I've been. No kid under the age of, I think it was 7, was allowed to go alone. So until the age of 7, I had to go with my either my mom, if my dad wasn't with me, or my my older stepsister into the female bathroom until not bathroom, changing room, until I was old enough to go alone. That's basically what I mean. So yeah, there is that, and it's just like, why should we let adult men, like literally adult men, go into female bathrooms, or female restrooms, or female, oh god, I'm tired, or female changing rooms? Why should we do that? We shouldn't. Just like we shouldn't let females go into male restrooms. I don't see any reason for them to be there either. And most of them don't either, actually. I've noticed that most of the people that want to go into, the other gender's bathrooms are trans women. Why is that? Why do you think that is? And again, I'm not saying that all trans people are pedophiles, but I'm saying that some sexual predators have used the trans label to just get away with shit. Because if you're trans, you can somehow get away with everything. Even beating up women for no reason in a female bathroom, as we've seen happen time and time again. Raping raping females in female bathrooms again and again has happened before. There's been numerous publications talking about this. Yet no one gives a shit. Because it's not pushing the leftist agenda, so they obviously don't put it on the TV with the leftist agendas. The only people that do it are the normal TV stations that either isn't, like, that is non-partial, that don't take part in any kind of political extremism. That means they're not Fox News with extreme rightism, or stuff like BBC, stuff like that has been known to make extreme leftism very often. They've been known to make very leftist leaning publications, whether that is news stories, or whether that is documentaries, whatever it is. It's always catering to the left for some reason. And it's really interesting to see, because in the past, the BBC was actually known as one of the most reliable news sources in the world, but nowadays they're not anymore. They used to be very reliable, but nowadays they're just as bad left-leaning as Fox News is right-leaning. It's actually dangerous. False information can be actually dangerous to society. Whether it's leftism or rightism, I don't give a shit if it's extreme leftism or rightism. Both kinds of disinformation can be really, really dangerous. And that's why we need to educate the youth better. But again, why should we let men into female bathrooms or restrooms or changing rooms? Why should we let females into male restrooms or changing rooms, whatever, right? Like why should we let naked trans women, aka men in disguise, be naked in the same room as our mothers, sisters, girlfriends, wives, daughters, any other female family members or people that we know? Why should we do that? I see no reason for it. And same thing, why should we let any random female be naked near our, like, our dads, our brothers, our boyfriends, our husbands, our sons, and other male family members and people that we know. Like, why should we do that? I see no reason for that. What I do see a reason for, though, is, as I said before, better education. Because better education means that less people will fall for this bullshit. Less people will believe that this bullshit is actually a real thing. Because it is not real. It is a delusion. It is a fantasy world. And we need to make people understand that this is not the way we should make the new generation, like, just live. Like, in a fucking delusion. We shouldn't do that. We shouldn't let them live in a delusion. It is important that we do everything in our power to not let them live in a delusion. So as I said, better education in the US and other extremely left-leaning countries, and right-leaning countries for that matter, because both extremisms, like both political extremisms, are dangerous in their own right. Recently, the left has become the most dangerous because they are the most listened to. Because if you listen to any kind of, like, right-leaning stuff, then apparently you're a Nazi. And people don't want to be labeled a Nazi because being a Nazi isn't nice. It is not a good thing to be labeled a Nazi. But I mean, like, with people going around saying that, oh, my, like, race people or people that has the same sexuality as me has been marginalized for years, and we've been hunted down, we've been murdered for no reason, and stuff like that. Maybe so, but again, it's not just white people, or not just Asian people, not just black people, not just any race of people that has done these things. It is, like, every single race, every single like person of every single sexuality of the, like, actual four that exists: straight, gay, bi, and lesbian, has done these things 100%. Ernst Röhm was gay, believe it or not. Actually, so I'm just trying to say that it is dangerous to let extremism take over. So as I say here, we need less victimization and more facts. And then we also need less political agendas, whether it's right-leaning or left-leaning, in the classrooms. We need education, not political brainwashing. Political indoctrination. We don't need indoctrination of any kind. We don't need political agendas in the classrooms. It's just unnecessary. Whether it's rightism or leftism, I don't care. Keep it the fuck out of the classrooms. Let kids be kids. Let kids grow up, make an educated decision on how to live their own life when they're old enough for it. Teach them that these things exist when they're old enough for that. That means in their late teens. Before they're 18, so they can make an educated vote on who should be the next president, who should be the next leader of their country, regardless of where you are in the country, like where you are in the world, I should say, not the country, but in the world, right? They should be able to make a political, decision like that. They should be able to make an educated decision and an educated choice on who to elect, and that is just it. And, like, I think it's about time we do educate the commoners better, as this living in a fantasy world thing has gone too far. And as I said before, I greatly recommend the documentary What is a Woman by Matt Walsh, the so-called transphobe of the year, according to the New Republic, which to me definitely is a compliment, actually. That means he stood his ground against the lefties, and that's great to see, because we need more people that have the balls to say this is bullshit. Both against both against the extreme right, but also against the extreme left. And I'm not just saying that because I know, yes, some of his views are right-leaning, but so is mine. Some of my views are right-leaning as well. I can sympathize with the left. I can sympathize with the right. I can sympathize with anyone because I'm what is called a centrist. Another label that I don't really give a shit about. I'm a centrist. I'm in the middle of the political aisle. I don't give a fuck. Basically, I'm tired of the political extremism that has gone on in the world for way too long. It needs to stop. The extreme right needs to stop. The extreme left needs to stop. Basically, any kind of extremism needs to be fucking stopped as soon as it grows out. As soon as it starts growing, right? Like a hydra, right? Cut off one head, more grows out. It's dangerous. If you cut off one extremism's head, another extremism grows out in its place. Or actually two more, eventually, you know what I mean? More grows out in its place, I should say. Not necessarily two more, but just more grows out in its place. And it's dangerous. Also, just to finish this off correctly, Fried Fries, the person who made the dumb statement above, how about you take some pills that make you grow a brain instead of tits? You absolute delusional lunatic. How about that? Anyways, I think it's a great idea to end this video off on a good note, so that's what I will do. When this video is uploaded, that you're watching right now, which obviously has been uploaded since you're watching it, obviously, I'll be streaming Call of Duty World at War. So come check that out if you want. It'll be fun. I'll be live. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed what you saw here, or at least learned something, or wanted to search something up. Another thing I recommend that you search up is John Money, and read about his experiments and his unfortunate opinions that actually started off this gender reassignment bullshit, this gender confusion stuff in the 1970s. I would recommend that you search it up. Or actually, I think it was in the 60s. I don't remember. I don't remember if it was in the 60s or 70s. I think it was the late 60s. Don't quote me on that. I think it was the late 60s. I have read up on it, but I just forgot the actual year. John Money gender 1966, the late 60s, or mid to late 60s, I should say. So yeah, in the mid to late 60s. So I would definitely recommend that you search that up and read about him. Eventually read books, because people are probably going to be changing the so-called definition of things, as you've seen before. People most likely change the definition and change what the actual wording was about him, so that people can't read the actual truth. So I'd recommend going to your library, find older books about it, because older books are not as biased as new books, unfortunately. Because in such an over-politicized world, we can't really find the truth that often anymore. It's unfortunate. Anyways, as I said, I'll be streaming Call of Duty World at War, so come and check it out. And then I want to say thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, or learned something, or both, hopefully. And if you want to see more stuff like this, well, I'll be making a playlist with my other political opinions, or my European opinions, I guess you could call it, because I think most Europeans, at least the ones that I know, would agree with me when I say that the over-politicalization, holy fuck, that was one big word, has gone too far, and we need to stop it as soon as possible, because it's gone way too far off the fucking rails. It is too far. So yeah, thanks for watching. I hope to see you all very soon. Peace.